Newton basically said you have the sun and you have the earth, and there is this force of gravity that keep the earth in its orbit. Einstein was well aware of this, and Newton was too, that Newton didn't tell anybody how this force is communicated. So Einstein looks at the situation again. What you have, the sun and the earth, what is between them? Space. So space is somehow the thing that communicates that force of gravity. Take the case of the earth and the moon. Einstein says the earth is warping the environment that keeping the moon in its orbit, as moon is rolling along some valley. So massive objects bends or warps the space around them. So gravity a force, as Newton said, or is it due to the curvature of space-time fabric, as Einstein said? Today, Crosshair focus on general theory of relativity, especially gravity. Einstein's general theory of relativity is the modern geometric theory of gravitation, replacing Newton's law by defining gravity as the curvature of space-time caused by mass and energy. Key concepts include the equivalence principle that acceleration is indistinguishable from gravity. He said if you are in a box under free fall towards the earth, you feel weightless or floating, which is equivalent to you being in a box in outer space well away from other masses. These two cases are considered to be equivalent. He went further. If you are in a box on the surface of the earth, and that is equivalent to you being in outer space in a rocket accelerated at g, the same value of Earth's acceleration due to gravity. Suppose you are in a rocket accelerated at g in outer space, and we are going to shoot a light beam across the rocket, and we are going to observe the event. As the rocket moves forward, you see the light beam bending towards the floor. So if we shoot a light beam across the box on the surface of Earth, you would also see the light bending towards the floor based on the equivalence principle. This led to the conclusion that light bends in a gravitational field because of the space-time around that mass is curved, according to general theory of relativity. But is space-time really curved? Do light really bend inside an accelerated rocket in outer space? Let's focus on the thought experiment again, in which we assumed the light bends towards the floor as the rocket moves forward in outer space. But we know light ray consists of photons. When a source of light emits photons, they travel in straight lines, irrespective of the movement of the source or the observer, which is a postulate of special theory of relativity itself. So light consisting of photons travels in straight lines when they are emitted. As source moves along with the rocket, we can expect the following pattern for the photons which are emitted at different locations. The source, as it moves, all travel in straight lines only. To understand it more clearly, let's imagine a source of light is tied to a vertical rope in space. Let it emit light when the source is not moving. The pattern would be as follows. Now let's imagine the source is moving with the same acceleration in the previous case. The pattern would be as follows. So light is not bending and all photons travels in straight lines even though the source is moving or shifting its location. So based on this experiment, we cannot assume light bends in gravitational field on the box on the surface of Earth. Another query, general relativity theory says light bends because of the rocket is accelerated forward. Then what happens if it moves in a high velocity? Light will bend right because the source is moving forward. Also, general theory of relativity reaches a conclusion that space-time is curved as light bends in gravitational field, similar to the event of light bending in accelerated rocket on outer space based on equivalence principle. So for curiosity, consider a case when the rocket is falling under gravity of Earth, that is in free fall. Then if we shoot a light beam across rocket, what happens? The light ray will bend towards the ceiling, right? In that case, how the space-time is curved. But we have seen that light beam consisting of photons travels in straight lines as in our animations. So based on equivalence principle, we cannot assume light bends in gravitational field of Earth. But light may be bending due to gravity when we consider it as a force. Example, as it happens in gravitational lensing. So who is right, Newton or Einstein? Please comment and please subscribe to Crosshair channel for interesting videos. Thanks for watching.